Hey, hey, Prep과 Dive, we are Prep.
Give a glimpse of what kind of album it will be.
Well, there is an album coming, yeah. We've been hard at work for about a year, probably doing the writing and the recording of it. And it's going to be an album which maybe like it sort of starts off sounding like very familiar kind of Prep territory, and then we go to some places that are a bit more epic in parts and maybe a bit more intimate as well than some of the stuff that we've made before. The sound of it is kind of warm. It's still got that kind of Prep groove to it, and yeah, we're really pleased with it. So can't wait for you guys to hear it quite soon. Still very much a Prep album, but with maybe a slight difference in that we recorded it in Paris with a guy called Renaud Latong, who's made a lot of albums that we all love, and he's got a real emphasis on performance. So whereas before we might have left quite a lot of the kind of production until we had sounds in a computer and then we'd like cut them all up, for this one we had to really like try and perform what we wanted to be on the record actually like into the microphone. It's got lots of songs on that we're really proud of and that we love, and can't wait for you guys to hear.
I'd say there's a few really, like there's plenty of Korean artists that we enjoy. I've been listening to like George recently. In fact, we've all been checking out his stuff, so it would be cool to work with him at some point.
Yeah, I mean, we love collaboration. Every time we're here, we end up sort of meeting and hanging out with new musicians, and there's so much amazing stuff going on here that we love it when we get to collaborate and have people kind of throw a new kind of angle onto what we do as Prep. So yeah, there'll definitely be more collaborations coming up.
I'd like to collaborate with a rapper.
We released a song with Taba and Yerin back.
Yerin back.
Hopefully the pronunciation is okay. Which is not our song. It's their song. We did the backing track, you know, and we hope to do more stuff like that. It's when we collaborate, it doesn't need to be for a Prep song. So yeah, that might throw open things like rappers, and because we all listen to a lot of rap music.
It kind of started, the very first thing was probably Guillaume and I just meeting in London in a cold night in a pub. We also knew Dan, and so the three of us thought, okay, let's, we're kind of all interested in a certain kind of music, and I think we all wanted to make a new project, so we met up and started writing. And then at the same time as that had been going on, Dan and Tom had been working together.
Yeah, so me and Tom have worked together songwriting with other artists. Tom and I started to discuss working together on something that was aside from our songwriting for other artists. It was actually for potentially to be a solo project for Tom. I brought the two things together in a way, and instead of it being a solo project, it ended up being a band, and we're happy that it did, because here we are.
How did you come to pursue this genre?
I think it really worked as a description of our music. It really works in one way, in that for me, city pop is music that has kind of groove to it, and that sound that's kind of really obviously derived from sort of 70s and 80s American funk and soul and R&B music, but then with this slightly more kind of melancholy, simple, melodic singing over the top that feels a bit more introspective than the singing would often be on that style of backing, if that makes sense. And I think that's kind of similar to what we try and do. But it's a really interesting one, because when we started the band, we had not heard this term city pop. We didn't really know anything about it. I think it was when we were in Bangkok talking to a journalist, and she was like, so you guys are obviously like really influenced by city pop, and we were like, what's
we don't know what that
city pop?
is.
That's the first time we actually heard the term, and we were not aware of that. But sounds good. Cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, we'd been accidentally, I guess, just sort of doing kind of the same thing that those original city pop producers were doing, which is listening to a lot of that American music and then kind of doing our own version of it. It had ended up sounding like it sort of belonged with this, this sort of Japanese music from the 80s. But that's cool, it's music that we've now discovered a lot of and really love, and it's then sort of drawn influence from that in various ways as well.
We're obviously on tour now. We're also going to be touring in Europe, and we're going to be doing a big concert in London. I mean, we're obviously all met and we've worked in London, and that's going to feel like a bit of a homecoming, I think. And that's really around when the album's released. So that's going to be a sort of really exciting event. Looking forward to.
Yes, it will be 2 years since the last time we played, so it's about time, and we're all really looking forward to it.
안녕하세요, we are PREP. You can check out our full interview that we've done on Prep과 Dive, and please leave your comments there.